Dave, Sharks have retained the right to play finals at Shark Park.
The NRL have approved, should the Sharks advance and secure a home final by finishing 4th, 5th or 6th, they are free to use Sharks Stadium, as it's called, and that's where it sits. It would be the same for Manly, using Four Pines. And or if one day the West Tigers get their break.
Can I ask?
Use their suburban facilities.
Can I just ask?
Low blow, mate. That's a low blow.
Can I just ask a fan?
It's not my club.
So back in the day, Brisbane or wherever, St George, you had to go play at the Sydney Football Stadium. I played finals there against the Bulldogs or whatever. That was where the big games were played. Why can't Cronulla go to that stadium, Allianz, and stop locking out fans,
I can
rugby
see you
league
twitching
fans?
over there.
Well, Shark Park isn't done, right? but he's right, Dave. If Brookvale's good enough, if...
Well, they're not good enough.
Of course they're not good enough.
Well, that's
it's
what
a
we're saying.
disgrace. It is...
Well, they're good enough through the season.
Yeah, but
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Dave.
The NRL are okay with the stadium through the season.
You know why?
What changes for first week
You know
of the
why
final?
the NRL's comfortable with this, and it's the wrong reason. It's because they are fearful if we take Cronulla versus whoever, Dolphins...
Well, that's the catch,
to,
right?
to the football stadium, and we have 15,000 there, it's an embarrassing look.
That's right. So
So they would rather play at a construction site, which this has been for years, and I've got real issues with this joint, right? They'd rather play there,
Goodbye.
right, rather than the potential of getting 30,000. But you're right, it has to be a one-in-all-in situation where we should only play finals in Sydney, at Homebush, at CommBank, and at Allianz. Yeah. That's it.
well, that's
When you change the mindset this year.
When you start forecasting who Cronulla could play, it does, it can shape up to be a Warriors or the Dolphins. And to Dan's point, you're heading out to Allianz or a Core and getting 15,000 inside
But aren't
those
they looking at
stadiums.
Cronulla fans there too as well? Wouldn't they have enough Cronulla fans
Well, you would think so.
to fill that twice?
You played a semi-final there in '99
Got flogged.
with 14,000.
There you go.
All right, let's get on to the footy now. Fitzy refuses to change the losing side again. Why?
I think he believes what he's got, he can still get something out of, Braith. I think he turns and has a look at the fact that this side made a prelim and they're 2 points outside the top four at the moment, and believes that they can still get something out of the current roster. Look, down below there's some young talent, no doubt, but I don't know what major changes.
Are they a bit stale, the Sharks?
Changes, yeah, maybe. Adam Fanua-Blake was obviously a key signing for them.
Yeah, I was watching the game on the weekend against the Dragons, and I thought for a team fighting for a top four spot, they're stale. I'm just going to say it right now. They are definitely stale. They were poor, really poor. Deer in the headlights, and I thought, you know what, they've had hardly any injuries. Well, I thought they hadn't. I was thinking they haven't, and I'm thinking they have no Origin players, well, hardly any. So I went into the lab because for one of the first times. Now, the Sharks the last 2 seasons, third worst win record during the Origin period, and they have the least amount of players used. So they have hardly any Origin players, but they got the third worst win record during that period.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, why? Then I looked at their win percentage. Now, this is their spine combinations that have played 20 games or more since 2023. And Kennedy, Trindle, Hines and Brayley, 37 games together, a win percentage of 51%. So
the most games of anyone on that list.
yes.
But yet only 51%.
51%. So it was as bad as I thought. Now, if we're going to say that the Roosters are underperforming, then what are the Sharks doing with no Origin players and no injuries compared to any other team in the competition? And here we are again watching the side do the same thing
nothing's changed
year after year.
I firmly believe they're guilty of having a look at the other team's team sheet. Because if you look at through that Origin period, Braith, and I'm saying it's a mentality,
what does
right?
that mean?
I'm saying it's a mentality. Because if you
Whose responsibility is that?
well, the players, right?
Just the players?
Well, wouldn't it be? You know.
Okay.
So what I was saying,
Hang on, you're not axing Fitzy, are you?
I would never ask Fitzy. He's a good mate of mine, but in this situation, Fitzy has been in control of the same team. He has chosen to re-sign Hines and Trindle and those guys. And, you know, he's a mate of mine, but I call it how I see it on this show. I'm not going to not mention it just because he's a friend. Like, is he making the right decisions? What is move is he going to make next? These players are on long-term deals.
Yep.
They've only just signed Trindle, Lender last year or this year?
Last year, yeah.
You know, Hines is on a long-term deal. Fanua Blake come over, hasn't quite hit it out of the park. He's been good. He's been good. But, like, if you're a Sharks fan, you're thinking, here we go again, right? He's going to have to spice something up or change something soon. Or he's got to change the way that they play.
Yeah. Well, I think, as I was about to say, I think it's a mentality. I think they're guilty of looking at the opposition team sheet. Through that origin period, they're playing depleted teams. Who do they get beat on the weekend? By the Dragons, a depleted side. Who did they lose to the Roosters? In Gosford, depleted team. Yeah. They seem to be play better against the better teams.
Well, they bashed up, remember, the Roosters. So the team that embarrassed them in Gosford, the depleted Roosters, they then played them a few weeks later,
Do they have a good finals record?
And they beat Melbourne.
No. So how do they get good against the better teams? When it matters.
I'm saying through the season.
Yeah,
well, they
when
beat the Roosters,
most,
Melbourne
Dave,
Storm.
When it matters the most.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They did get to the prelim final last year, Brave.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. The Roosters got pretty far last year too, but apparently this year.
Yeah, but the rosters are vastly different. Brave.
Vastly different. But we just saw the stats there. You know, they won't change.
You know what?
They've
had a soft draw too.
think
it's very soft draw.
They won't change the roster.
Well, Will Kennedy hasn't re-signed.
Yeah.
So we know how key fullback position is.
Breaking news.